Hey internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the John Graves Show. Today I'm just dropping a small little update of what anime that I have been watching, or what older anime in which that I have been watching. And I will be fair, I have been watching Monster a lot. And it's not a very good anime in terms of, or at least like, it's a very good anime in terms of getting behind the psychological aspect, and honestly, it's a thing of trying to understand the goods and evils behind people, like what drives people, it's like what they were doing. And I will be fair, it is a very interesting anime. I mean, like, I really like it. I mean, from most of the animes in which that I have seen recently, they've always fallen underneath like the same old type of thing, except for like that random anime, which is just like Death Note, which tries to get more up on the philosophical side, upon character development and what they had to do to pretty much like evolve and grow and so on and so forth. And it's actually rather interesting to watch Monster, because it's not necessarily, because it follows the same things as what Death Note does, but it does it in a way in which that it feels very interesting, to which that every character, or at least every main character, has somewhat of a quirk to them, which actually sort of fits them, and they actually turn it into their own. I will be fair though, is that for its animation, a lot of people, even though that this is like a German, or at least like this anime, it takes place in Germany and Czech, and well, pretty much you see a lot of people around with those descents. A lot of them have the exact same face, and a lot of the characters in which that you do run into, as the story progresses, you tend to run into characters who are, I would say, like who are doctors, policemen, or just like a titular housewife and so on and so forth. But then again, it takes place in like the 1990s, so of course, you know, you do got to run into that average thing. But actually watching Dr. Tenma, watching his character grow from a very skilled, naive doctor to a very competent doctor to being somebody who pretty much just says, okay, all these bad things are happening around me. I have to take all these options that are ahead of me so that I can achieve my goals. I mean, even like the more side characters, they still have reasons as to, I mean, like everything is sort of connected to Tenma, but like how that branches out, it still hits all these other characters, and it feels as though is that every character isn't just there for him. They are there because they're just people in the world, and he just happens to run into them. Because like, even looking at like his ex-fiance, is that like her entire reason for wanting to, I mean, like, they completely capture how vindictive and evil this one, well, I won't say evil, but how vindictive and how like attached she is to Tenma, because just to like clarify everything, because I know that once you get like 17 episodes in, you will pretty much already kind of figure out that, you know, that all this stuff is going on, which that this is like an 80 episode series, but is that like her entire reason behind like this, or at least like why she can never let go of Tenma, is because of the fact of like, once she dumped him, or pretty much like she called off the engagement and she tried to get back with him, she had already dealt with like 3 different divorces, and she's like, that's the only man for me because he's mine, you know, shit like that. And it can be shown in like his colleagues, his patients, all the people who that he like run into, is something about them that actually makes them a very human character. I mean, the person who showed Tenma how to shoot a gun with him and the little girl that he had, is that you feel how tough and rough his fucking gun teacher was, but then again, at the same time, you still like feel for like the little girl who's the little Vietnamese girl who's actually with him. And it's like, I actually like all these characters. or at least like they're not just thrown in your face. They are given enough time to where they actually grow on you, to where they actually do things or say things, or honestly you sort of be around them enough to where it's like, I actually sort of like these characters, because it gets to a point in which that every episode feels shorter than the last, because you just get that invested in like the small things that happen as the series goes on, or just like this small little thing here, or watching like what this detective will do to pretty much like find things in this crime scene. I mean, it's really interesting how all this stuff sort of plays out, which is something that I do really recommend for a lot of people. Now, I know that a lot of people that they may not necessarily watch this video, but still, it's still something out there in which that I really do like, and I do recommend that you do go out and you do watch this series, even if you have seen it or if you haven't seen it. It is something in which that an avid anime watcher that they should actually experience. But yeah, until then, I'll catch you next time. I'll see you in the next John Graves show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.